Find the antiderivative for x to the third times the square root of 3 plus 2x squared dx. Now for this one, we're going to use the integral table. And as this is listed right now, we don't have an item in the table that we can use for this. So we have to make some algebraic substitutions and do some rearranging. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a substitution and we're going to let u be x squared. That means du is going to be 2x dx, which means when I substitute 1/2 du, I need to substitute that for x dx. As it is right now, I have my dx here, and I have x to the third here, and I need just x. So what I did was I separated the x to the third into two factors as x squared and x. So now I do have an x and a dx. And I color coded this so that for you visual learners, you can see where I'm replacing what. So this x dx that's in the pink, I'm replacing that with 1/2 du. So the 1/2 goes here and the du goes over here. But now I'm still left with x squared and then an x squared under the square root. But I know that because of the way that I set up my substitution, I let u be equal to x squared. So wherever I see x squared, I can substitute that with u. So, and that is color-coded in green. So here, for this x squared, I'm going to replace that with u. And this x squared here, I'm going to replace that with u. So now we have this set up so that I have 1/2 u times the square root of 3 plus 2u du. Now we have it set up so that we can use the table. Using the provided tables, we would use number 105. And so this is what the table gives us, that when it's in this format, we can write the antiderivative as 2 over 15b squared times 3bu minus 2a times a plus bu quantity raised to the 3/2, and of course our plus constant. Now for our integral, we have that the a here is 3, so I wrote that down here, and what's in front of the u is b, so that would be 2. So now when I write out my antiderivative, I'm going to replace anywhere in here I see b, I'm going to replace it with 2, and anywhere I see a, I'm going to replace it with 3. So I get 1/2 times 2 over 15 times, and that's b squared, so I wrote that down as 4 because that's 2 squared, times, and then 3 times b, that would be 6. So I have 6u minus, and 2 times a would be 6, times 3 plus 2u raised to the 3/2 plus our constant. Now, when we simplify and clean all this up, and we have to go back and substitute, and we want to replace the u so that I have x's instead. So what I did is I got rid of the 2's because I have a 2 over 2. And I factored out a 6 from here so that I'm left with 6 over 60 because the 15 times 4 is 60. So 6 over 60 is 1/10, so that came down here. So inside here, I'm left with u minus 1. And since we're replacing everywhere we see u with x squared, this is going to be now x squared minus 1. This u here, I'm replacing with x squared. So I have 3 plus 2, x squared raised to the 3/2 plus c. So now it's simplified and I have everything back in terms of x.